I found it.
There you go.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, that's awesome. So we'll wait a couple of minutes to get started. Yeah, I can see you. I can see yeah, it's looking good. So
Yeah.
when you cook, I think you might have to move the camera a little bit. I
Yeah.
guess it's simmer, but otherwise, apart from that, it's pretty good for prep.
Okay. Now I can definitely move it over here.
Oh,
But
you got it right there. It's perfect.
yeah.
Good. Awesome. You
Yeah.
excited?
So excited to cook this dish.
Very good. Welcome, Samantha. We're just gonna wait a
Welcome.
couple of minutes. We're gonna wait a few minutes for more people to join. I don't know if we've sent out a reminder. I just
Okay, I'm just adding people to the.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, welcome.
Hi guys.
Get more and more people. Okay, so
We'll
we have
just wait a
1 minute.
couple more minutes.
Yeah.
So Stina, you wanna give a little bit of background? You're from Ireland.
No, I'm from I'm from Denmark.
Oh, you're from Denmark.
Yeah. But I live in England. Yeah,
You
yeah.
live in England.
Yeah, I've lived here for um almost 6 years. Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, time goes fast.
And
I
how does Denmark compare to England?
It's very different. And you wouldn't think that it was different because they're right next to each other, but
Right?
I feel like it's very different and people are very polite over here.
Yes.
In
Of
Denmark,
course.
they're very reserved and you don't talk to your neighbors, whereas here,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
talk about everything with your neighbors.
Yeah. True.
Um,
People are friendlier.
yeah. What about you? Where are you based?
I'm in London as well.
Oh, nice. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice. I used to live there for 3 months.
Yeah.
It's
It's
busy.
nice. It's
Yeah.
nice. So why don't we get started?
Yeah.
Stina, would love for you to introduce yourself so that we can get this cook-off going.
Yeah. Okay. So my name is Stina. I'm the creator behind Give Me Plant Food, which is an online food blog that I made back in 2020. And I made it to inspire people because at the time, I remember people coming up to me and they're like, all you eat is salad, all you eat is falafel. And I realized that people don't know how good vegan food is. So I started, and then I've been doing it ever since, and I love it so much. Just to inspire people, even vegans, that there's a lot of dishes out there that are just incredible.
Exactly.
So
And you made the maximum use of the pandemic, right?
yeah, I
So you
did.
went vegan in 2018?
Yeah, so I went vegan in 2018. I did not know how to cook. I couldn't even cook rice. I would burn it and I make it really mushy. And then I had to learn like how to cook rice, how to cook pasta, how to make a sauce, all the basic things I would say that no normal people know how to make. But I went from the bottom and then just worked my way up. And now I have created 2 ebooks filled with vegan recipes. So
Awesome.
it's a good example of how,
Yeah.
when people say I can't cook, I'm like, well, I couldn't either. And you can really, like, if you practice it, you can become your own best chef.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Why don't we start? Why
Yeah.
don't we
Okay.
start?
So today we're gonna make vegan butter chicken. So in my recipe, I'm using tofu and mushrooms, but you can use fake chicken. You can use whatever you want. But my favorite thing in this recipe is just tofu and mushrooms because it's just delicious. Okay, so let me just look at the recipe real quick. So first step we're gonna do is chop onions, which is my least favorite
I think it's
when
everybody's
it comes
least
to
favorite.
cooking. You know what I actually have? I have these. Oh, yeah. I hate it so much that my fiance bought me goggles.
Yeah, let's
I
see
hate
it
it
with
that much.
Tina.
I'm not gonna wear them.
Okay, so
Yeah,
that's really, really funny.
yeah. Ooh.
So, very funny, very interesting story. So, go ahead, Stina. I'm going to just tell everybody like a very interesting story. So it's when I was 18 years old, I would pass a wet butcher, a wet market, and
Oh yeah.
here, a wet market is you've got live animals in a cage underneath. On top of that, there's a hacking counter,
Oh
and
yeah.
I had no choice but to pass this market because my bus stop would be on the other side of the market,
Oh
and
no.
yeah, and God forbid when I passed, and a customer would come into the shop, and
Yeah.
there'd be like unanimous shrieking like squawk, which would fill the air, and that was silenced only with the hack of the butcher's knife. And in this case, it was chicken, and butter chicken was my favorite dish.
Oh
It fell,
really? Yeah.
yeah, it just fell off my. I couldn't eat butter chicken after. I couldn't eat any chicken after that.
No. Yeah, that's what happens. Like when you see it with your own eyes, something clicks and
Yeah,
not no more.
yeah,
The same thing happens to me. I really love hearing people's stories because everyone's got a different one.
yeah.
Um, I come from Denmark, and eating meat is part of every single moment. Like,
Of course.
so one day I was in college and we went on a school trip, and I was so
Mhm.
excited, had my ham sandwich in my bag, and then we went to a slaughterhouse. We went to a slaughterhouse to see how like the business would run, but there were pigs there and they were getting killed. And I just remember something clicked, and yeah, ever since that day, meat was not the same. Um,
And you went to the slaughterhouse to do what exactly? To check
so I
the.
was on like another one is waiting.
Yeah.
My
I
computer's
think
gonna
if you
smell
give
like onions.
give host to Mehek, she can keep an eye on that.
All right, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Um, okay, make host.
Yeah. Give it to
Yeah.
Mehek. She can keep an eye on
Oh,
that.
nice.
Yeah,
Okay,
I am the
cool.
host. Okay, that's fine. All right.
Nice.
I'll keep an eye. Okay.
Yes. So I was on a marketing course in college, and it was a trip to see how the business was working because that place was one of the biggest meat companies in Denmark, and I remember being so traumatized by it because when you go like you don't think of it as dead animals when you go and buy
Yeah,
meat. And
yeah,
so I just remember thinking, whoa, what is happening? They're not treated well like they're telling us.
yeah,
Um, and then I started researching it, and yeah, now I'm vegan.
yeah.
um, it's a shame that I had to see that to become vegan, but I think sometimes that's necessary.
Something happens.
Yeah, especially if you're really if
Yeah.
you love meat.
So, Stina, we're just dicing the onions. Is there like a specific size you're going to be dicing them to?
Well, so the great thing about this dish is that you don't have to be like make them all fancy and like chop them
Okay.
really finely. So also this part always takes so long with the skin, organic onions.
Right.
Anyway, so what I like to do is chop them a few times like this, and
Right.
then because we're gonna cook them so they're soft, and then we're gonna
Soft.
blend them anyway.
Yeah. So then it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter, but we don't want giant pieces. We
Chunks.
just want
Yeah.
like cut a few times, and yeah. So I'm interested to learn about you and LaBante. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes,
LaBante?
right.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
right.
So
And yeah.
yeah, when did it start? Like, how? What's the story behind it?
I think the story was basically when I got traumatized in the butcher's
Oh right, yeah,
wet market. And while growing up, I spent a lot of time in my uncle's factories. So
yeah,
I saw waste firsthand, really,
yeah,
with the amount of waste that was in the fashion industry. So I sort of grew into the fashion industry. I really enjoyed it.
yeah.
But that waste element really bothered me. So when I graduated, used to live in New York,
Oh,
and I used to work in banking.
really?
Yeah.
You
So,
went from banking to fashion.
yeah.
That is amazing. What a transformation.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
So I went from banking to fashion, that's right. Because this was my passion, that was my first love.
Yeah.
So, I had my little daughter in that. Realized it was like a good opportunity to like
Yeah.
quit banking. So I took a redundancy package and I sort of put all my savings into starting LaBante. So it
Oh,
was, yeah, bootstrapped. And that's like a very hard choice to make, right? To walk away from like
it is.
the
And it's
banking
also,
income. Yeah,
yeah, I bet it was really scary because if you're used to that world and then you have to enter a whole new world filled with competition and
yeah,
unfamiliar things. Um,
exactly.
I have to pause you. So next step is we're gonna fry the onions
Yeah.
in the pan. So I need to move my
No,
little.
but you have the, yeah, so how much, yeah, go ahead, move it. And how much oil are you going to put into the pan?
So I'm using butter. I wonder if I can just because I need to chop some more things. So I'm
Okay.
using butter, plant butter, which you can get everywhere. There are
Okay.
so many different kinds of plant butter out there. But I'm just gonna put it in the pan.
Yeah, that's fine.
And
We can see it from here. So that was
yeah,
a whole bowl of vegan butter. Is there any brand you're
it's
using?
three tablespoons, but I always make them a little heaped.
A little extra. And is there
Yeah.
any specific brand you recommend, Stina, for the butter?
Um, I honestly like.
Because that creamy taste is important. So
Yeah, I use whatever I can find. So at the moment, I'm using Flora
the
because it's
flora. Yeah.
cheap and it tastes really good. And I'm
Yeah.
also using the lighter one because I eat a
Okay.
lot of butter. But
Okay.
there, I think all the brands out there are really good. It really depends on how much money you want to spend on it
Yeah.
and the taste. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put these in here, and then they have to like cook for 5 minutes. Five
Okay.
minutes until they're soft, and then we're gonna add ginger and garlic.
Right.
Um, yeah, so you ventured out in a whole new industry,
Yeah. It was
and
crazy.
did you know exactly what you wanted to do, or was it just I know I want to be in fashion, I just don't know
Yeah,
where?
it was the second.
Yeah. Oh
It was the
god.
second. And
Yeah.
then, but with the, but as so initially when we started, we were actually just supplying jewelry to big box retailers. So the
Oh
brand
yeah.
actually started as a trading company. And then it was very conscious to get into handbags because when I went into stores and coming from banking, I was used to using nice, expensive, luxurious handbags.
Yeah.
And then I went into the stores to pick up cruelty-free handbags, and then suddenly I realized there weren't any. Everything
Oh,
was leather,
yeah.
and anything which was faux leather was kept in a corner. It was peeling. It was quite bad looking. There was no style element or beauty element to it. So I was
Hmm.
scratching my head. I'm like, where are the beautiful bags which are cruelty free? So then I launched handbags, and that's
Yeah.
become our core product. But I was actually just trying to find a solution for myself. I
Yeah.
just have too many handbags right now, but the
But you
point
know what?
was to do.
I think that's the best way of starting because then you know exactly what you want and people are gonna love that.
Yeah. And that's it. And then, so when we do these surveys, what we found is a lot of people just come to us for the exact same thing is that
Hmm.
everybody struggles to find beautiful handbags,
Yeah.
which are stylish, which are elegant. You're going to an office party, it needs to look good, right?
Yeah.
You can't go with like, not that great looking bag.
Yeah.
It's
Like
a
a cheap one.
statement. Yeah. And it's a statement for us women. So it's
Yeah.
part of our style statement. So I think it's important.
Yeah, that's what I really like about them because they're so stylish and minimalistic.
Yeah.
And that's all I want in fashion, especially now that I'm like in my 30s. It's
Yeah.
changed so much. I don't know about
Yeah.
you, but like the older I get, the more I'm like it needs to be stylish and minimalistic and
Yeah.
timeless as well.
Yeah. Exactly.
And and you know the bags are gonna live forever if they look
Yeah.
stylish and timeless.
Yeah. So that was quite important. So now what are you doing, Stina? Are you just going to dice them really tiny, or we're just going to just do chunks and throw them into the pan?
So with this, I'm gonna mince it with this one
Okay.
because it only needs to cook for about 5 minutes with the ginger.
Okay. So you get the nice flavor and fragrance
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
because it's so easy to burn garlic.
Yeah,
I learned it the hard way.
yeah.
But yeah, it burns really easy. After 5 minutes, it's just black. So,
Okay.
so we're gonna mince that, and then we're gonna grate some garlic. Let me just check the recipe so I don't overdo it like I always do. One
Yeah.
tablespoon of minced garlic or ginger. So ginger.
And
My favorite.
so this what is the prep time you'd say, and what's the cooking time for this dish?
So I would say 30 minutes. If you put out all the ingredients when you're
Yeah.
cooking, I would say 30 minutes, but it really
Okay.
depends on your speed because obviously we're talking now, so it might take a little bit longer. But if you're on your own, listening to music, cooking, I would say 30 minutes.
Okay.
You could possibly even do it in less time than that, especially if you have a friend or a partner to help you.
Right. And Stina,
Um,
would this work if we were to just put this into a little mini blender and blend it? Because I can see you're doing it the hard way.
oh, yeah, I guess I could do that. My blender is really, really weird, so I guess that's why I haven't done it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that would be way faster.
Yeah. I was
Um,
just interested in knowing because, I have a daughter, and for me,
oh,
making meals quick is very important because
yeah,
she'll come home from school and she'll say, hungry. I'm like, what do I do
hungry.
with that?
Food now. Yeah, yeah, you could definitely blend this in a food processor, and then these two things are ready to be added to this. Oh my god, I put so much butter in it. We love that. Yeah, so I'm just gonna get this ready while the onion is cooking. And I think next up, we're gonna fry the tofu just because it's good to, there's always pauses when you cook, when you're waiting for like next step to be done cooking. And I think cooking the tofu would be good. It's ready. Oh, wait, can everyone hear me? Is it my connection or did she just lose her connection? Just check. I'm just curious while we wait for her to get back. I'm not sure if it's. Anyways, I'm really curious to know if you guys are vegan or. Oh, yeah. Okay. Sometimes it's my connection and because my internet is really bad out here. But anyways, I'm really curious to know if you're vegan or vegetarian, if you eat meat, fish, um, or you're just here because you need some inspiration. Ooh, okay.
Vanita just said that she'll be joining back. Sorry.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it was her connection.
Okay. So I'll just continue to cook while we wait for her.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up is, oh, we don't want that. We're waiting for the onions to go completely soft. We want them, they're almost there. Then we're gonna add this for 5 minutes. But while we're waiting, it is good to prep the rest. I like to do, and you can cut this whatever, like in cubes, in big chunks, whatever you want. This is how I prefer it. Also, did you know you can eat tofu raw? I didn't actually taste tofu raw until I think last year. And the smoky tofu, oh my god, it is so good. This one, I don't know if you can see. I could eat it raw. I could eat the whole chunk. Okay, let's see. Turn that down. Just gonna get a pan to fry the tofu.
Can you let Vanita in? She's trying to log in back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see her. I see her.
Yeah.
Fine.
Sorry, what did I miss? I'm sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. It happens. It happens.
Right.
So I think I was just talking about how in cooking there's always these pauses where you have to wait for things.
Yeah.
I always tend to just get on to the next thing. So while the onions are getting soft, we are going to cook some tofu.
Mm-hmm.
So I just chopped it up like this. We're going to fry it in some oil. And then fry until crispy, which will take about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how much
So
heat.
how much oil did you put in there, Stina?
I would say that's about 1 tablespoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was that olive oil?
No, that's just normal
cooking
sunflower oil. You can use whatever you want. I tend to just use neutral oil when it's
Okay.
Tofu. And then the more oil you add to tofu, the better it's gonna taste.
Of course it is.
It just tastes so good if you add a lot of oil, but yeah, obviously it's worse for you.
Yeah. I think tofu can be quite versatile, so you can make it really crunchy and crisp if you like fry it that way. Just gives it
Yeah,
an element, a dimension of texture.
yeah, definitely. It's really good. Okay, I'm just quickly gonna check the recipe. So the onions are frying. Okay, we need tomato paste. I think I'm done with this chopping board. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna use some tomato paste. We need some stock cube and spices. And this recipe is such a perfect recipe to make on a Monday night where you want something really delicious, but you don't really want to spend time cooking for too long. Because when you're done with work, all you want to do is just eat,
Relax.
and relax. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna add how much? 2 to 3 tablespoons of garam masala.
And what is this, Tina? Exactly, can you say that again?
So I'm adding 2 to 3 tablespoons of garam masala. I hope that's pronounced right.
Yeah, that's absolutely perfect.
It's got such a nice flavor.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna add 3, I think. 1, 2.
So garam masala is like an Indian blend of spices, guys. I'm sure it's available in your local supermarket.
Yeah.
Is there a specific brand?
I see it everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
And then masala. Cumin. Oh, there's cumin. Okay, so we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of cumin. And you can buy this everywhere as well.
Is this powdered cumin or whole cumin?
Yeah, it's powdered.
Okay. So powdered cumin gives an amazing flavor.
I think I need to turn down the heat because I can't hear the sound. Okay, so I'm just gonna give it a little stir. And then we are gonna add chopped tomatoes, which I forgot to buy this morning, so I panicked and went to the corner shop and they had it.
They had the chunks, the tomato chunks.
Yeah.
Awesome.
They have everything in my corner shop, I swear.
So what you're saying is that would be ideal to have fresh tomato, but we can make do with like a canned tomato as well.
Honestly, it works both ways.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I tend to just use the tinned tomatoes because then you don't have to chop or like do anything. It's just open and put it in.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's a bit easier. It's a bit easier.
Way easier.
Yeah.
And also cheaper.
I tend to run out of tomatoes really quickly.
Yeah, same. And they get old really
They get
fast.
old really fast. Yeah.
Yeah. I get my tomatoes from a farm somewhere in England, and they're
Nice.
organic. And I mean, I love organic food, but they also get really old very fast
Right.
because it's fresh food. Okay. Oh,
So yeah, that's awesome. So Stina, what are we looking like? Are we gonna do the blending soon?
yes. I'm running out of time. Okay, I'm just gonna mix in all the wet ingredients, the butter chicken, put in the stock, and then we are gonna blend it.
Awesome.
So that, and I have vegan chicken stock, which if you can find it, buy it. It is a game changer.
What brand is it?
It is. Ooh. Oh wait, it's here. Methyl. It is so good.
Awesome.
Yeah, and you can also buy vegan beef stock. There's so many things you can buy, and they're amazing.
So that's the good thing, right? I mean, supermarkets have made vegan shopping friendly. You know, the
Yeah.
last couple of years, everything's changed dramatically, and I think it's just being more and more. I mean, I can get all my food from like a Tesco, Sainsbury's, or Waitrose. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just spreading, just like the fashion industry as
Yeah.
well. It's just going, yeah, it's just exploding, which is really
Yeah.
good for the
It's
world,
great
really.
for food. It's great
Yeah,
for food.
yeah.
So,
Okay,
Stina,
so
we have only 10 minutes left on the Zoom, so I'm wondering where we might be with this. I mean, I'm really excited about it. I wish we could eat it with you, but
okay, so I'm quickly gonna add the mushrooms to the tofu.
okay.
Let that fry. And then we need to blend the mixture we are making.
Mhm.
So you can use a blender, you can use whatever you have. I tend to use my stick blender because it's just small and efficient.
Yeah,
So let me just show you what it looks like.
yeah, that'd be awesome.
I'm gonna move my camera now if I can. Yeah, and time goes really fast when you talk and cook.
Yeah.
So do you have any goals or achievement you wanna do with
I,
LaBante?
I think with LaBante, setting it up and working on it has been, it's been fun, it's been challenging,
Yeah,
and material procurement has been the toughest.
yeah,
But now we're getting to so many people doing amazing plant-based leathers that we're able to have such more beautiful fabrics that we can use for bags, which is
yeah.
awesome. We just introduced apple leather sneakers, and we're looking at doing a lot more with cactus and
Oh,
um,
nice.
yeah, with like plant-based leathers, apple waste, cactus waste. We've got tomato. It's awesome. It's great stuff. So
Oh,
I'm very excited about what it's going to bring. But
yeah,
of course, there's been the other part of it where, all the big brands have sort of come in and they sort of come out with one bag and they call it vegan. So that's been the challenging bit is like suddenly how do you go up against these large brands? That's been a big
yeah,
challenge in our industry
yeah. I can
with their
imagine.
deep pockets. Yeah.
But that's exciting. Okay, so I'm just quickly gonna give it
A
some
quick
blending.
blend.
Yeah.
That color looks fantastic.
Um, so the longer you cook it, the better it will taste, and also tomorrow it's gonna taste even better
Oh, awesome.
because all the flavors have time to develop. So we're just gonna give
Yeah.
it a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
So my tip when cooking this is cook the onions until completely smooth and then blend it as much as you can because it will
Yeah.
be so creamy and so nice.
Yeah.
So obviously we're running out of time, but I would blend it more if I could.
Okay.
Then the next step is to add the vegetables and the tofu into this.
Great.
Quickly gonna do that. Uh, ooh. And then you can let this cook or simmer if you want to make it at lunchtime like we're doing now. It can simmer for a few hours if you want. And then by evening time, it's just amazing. Yeah. So you can serve.
We're just gonna let this simmer for a while now, or what are we gonna do with this?
Yeah, I'm just gonna simmer it, and then it's ready to eat. Basically, it's so easy. Yeah, and
excellent.
You can make rice as a side if you want. You can eat it with bread. You can eat it on its own if you want to add more vegetables to it. It's so easy. But yeah, it's in my ebook, and it's filled with just easy recipes that are really. I really thought, okay, imagine someone who can't cook, and they want an easy recipe. It's like that. There might be a few steps to the recipes, but it is so easy, and everyone can do it.
I think that's awesome, Stina.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna let this simmer for a while, but we're going to give everybody a copy of Stina's ebook. So as long as you've attended the session, you'll get a copy of the ebook, and you'll have. Will this recipe be included, Stina, in the book?
Yes, it's in the ebook.
Awesome.
And I also try and give out a free ebook every year, maybe every year.
Right, and that's awesome. So thank you so much for such a beautiful training. Amazing.
I love to share my food.
I would love to be there.
Yeah.
Share that.
I'm gonna take the train to London to give you a little.
But guys, we'll also be having another cookout in February, and we will be doing it with Brett, who's a very well-known vegan chef, and we have a Valentine's Day event with Mark Hanreddy and his wife. They both are a vegan couple celebrating Valentine's Day as well. So we're going to do something fun for that. So thank you so much all for joining. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And thank you, Stina, for hosting this. This is awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. And we'll see you guys at the next event. So please do sign up for it, or make sure we marked in your safe inboxes so that we're able to get the new events to you guys as well. So
should I send the link here, or are you gonna send out an email?
No, we'll send it via email.
Okay,
that's everybody. So everybody has it in their inbox, and they can keep it. Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.